What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. No, that's not good. I don't like that. I don't like that. What's up, guys? John here, back at it with another video. So for today's video, I just want to not start like that. What's going on, guys? Jonathan here, back at it with another video that is very much long overdue. Quick update with everything going around, with the last video since then has been a crazy year and a half. As some of you know, I'm getting married in October this year. So a lot of to do with that and a lot of personal stuff happening in life just made me not want to make videos while I was just so busy with life. So during that year and a half, I made a decision to just buy a camera and just shoot, which I did. But then I kind of fell into the rabbit hole of point and shoots and old digicams and film cameras. So from that point on till now, I probably have a good amount of cameras that I would love to make videos on and review and showcase their quality. How do they stand to time today? And what better way to start the video than to get back into the camera that I actually got first into that rabbit hole. So this camera came out in 2001. So that in itself, you'll see some of the photos later on. The quality, the aesthetics, the simplicity of taking photos back in the day versus how you take photos now and expect amazing, good quality pictures and having a good time with it is what you exactly get from this camera. So the camera I'm talking about today is the JVC GC-A55. 2001. This is as old as my sister, so that's 23 years old camera. And yes, there is pros and cons to the camera, but I would love to get into the pros first and why I love using this and why this was my daily and what this kind of driven me back into the photography world. So the camera itself is a 1.3 megapixel camera, which is insane because phones now are almost 20, minimum 18. Then now this camera is not like Sony that have like 33 megapixels, which is insane. 1.3 megapixels for this little box right here. Actually comes with an LCD screen in the back, 1.5 inches. It's barely enough to even see the view. Once you see the pictures, you'll see that you can't really see anything, but it's still clear and it's still colored. You can also take videos on this. I wouldn't do it because it would eat up the whole memory card, but you can take videos and photos, which is insane. Something that I enjoyed the most with this camera was the fact that I was able to just turn it on, point and shoot, and then figure out what it is later that I want to keep and don't keep. And that is the reason why this camera is still my go-to camera when I go out. If we're going out to like vacation, dinner, me and the fiance, or me and the friends, or just anywhere that I want to see that I like something and I want a picture of, perfect camera to get that image. Just like I said, it has the old aesthetic, the nostalgic setting to it, so that it just looks a lot more, I guess, rich or more, I guess nostalgic. But yeah, it would fall under something where I would like to post. And there's also no post editing as well, because the way the picture's taken is more than enough and perfect enough to be posted. And also because it is JPEG and not RAW, I don't want to fiddle with it too much. There's no point of fiddling with a JPEG photo anyways. So yeah, this is the JVC. This is probably one of my favorite cameras that I've used so far today. And believe it or not, comes in this really old box. And like, it's super straightforward. You also get a pouch, which I did lose. I put it somewhere, but I have a pouch for it. I have the manual, the cables, even the AV cables to put it on the screen, because like I said, it records video, so you can actually watch it on TV if you still have the red, white, and yellow cables or the ports on the TV. So that's pretty good. So some of the pros, like I said, point and shoot. You don't got to think about it. You get to just enjoy it. Actually, for what it holds, which is, I guess it would be a con, but the memory is enough photos for you to get through your trip or day. And then once you're done, you can just take it right out and put it into a folder or put it into your drive. And you're not really too worried too much about that. Also, The Pro has a viewfinder. So a lot of point and shoots now, you notice like some Canons or some Sonys don't have a viewfinder, so you're gonna have to just go off the screen. So it's kind of nice to really get in there and angle what you want and take those kind of certain photos you like in areas. Built-in flash, which is really nice. It gives it even that more nostalgic feeling. Taking pictures at birthday parties, or if you're at the club, or you're at a bar or some outing. It's really nice to have that flash. It gives you that very nostalgic vintage look, and I love that. Like I said, it has the ports for your cables to take the photos off if you don't want to take the SD card reader, or if you don't have an SD card reader, you can use that, or you can add your AV cables and everything else. You can also mount it as well, which is pretty crazy. I could put this on a Gorilla Pod or tripod, and I could record if I wanted to. So it's pretty cool. Some of the cons that I have is, number one, it eats up the AA batteries. So yes, it's good that you could swap out batteries whenever you want, but you always have to be aware of keeping batteries with you. So that's something that I went through actually just recently going to shoot downtown. I ended up going down to turn his camera on and turn right off. I was like, what's going on? Found out that the battery was just completely drained. And that's happened to me more than once. So majority of the time, I like to keep a pack of 4. Just keep it on rotation and make sure once they're dead, throw them out, don't confuse them. So that's probably one of the biggest cons of the camera. The second one, like I said, the memory, you can only fit 1 gig or less. So trying to find a SD card that is 1 gig is pretty difficult. The second con to the memory card, it has to be an older card. It cannot be a 1 gig SD or SDHC or any of those things. Like, I had to use a adapter and then put a 1 gig micro SD that we used to have back on our cell phones from like the Ericssons and like the Sidekicks and those flip phones. You would have to use those and then put it into this. Anything more than 1 gig, the camera just starts to freak out and it won't turn on. It'll show a black screen and the lights will keep flashing. So that's it's a bit annoying. I didn't know that. I had to do my research and found out that was the reason. So that's a thing. But like I said, because it's such an old camera and it's also JPEG and not RAW, that 1 gig can give you almost up to 300 to 400 pictures. So you're not totally out of the loop, but if you're gonna go and be trigger happy and shoot everything, then yes, you'll eat up the memory. But like I said, by the time you get home, you want to take them out of the memory card, clear it out. You have no issues there. Other than that, I think that's pretty much my cons that I have. It is durable. So I mean, I would say for videos, I don't have any footage of it. I did record something, but it's, like I said, it eats up the memory. So like by the time I'm done a 15 or 20 seconds, sorry, 15 minutes, 15 to 20 seconds video, I already killed half of the 1 gig. So, and it's also not the great quality. Like I said, 1.3 megapixels it's pretty low. Like it's enough to like, wow, look at the video, it's pretty grainy. So yeah, that's the camera. And the big takeaway from this camera that I find, portable, it's fun to use, point and shoot. Like I said, by the time you get a chance to look at the view of what you took, it's not big enough of a screen to see what you did. So you're in for a surprise, a bit of a thrill, and a little bit of mystery with what you're taking. I know with low light settings and low lighting areas, it's kind of hard to get those pictures very crispy, which is why I'm saying the flash comes into play. But even so, like I took pictures where it was still like 6 p.m. or 5 p.m. downtown, and it made it seem like it was like sunset and like over the CN Tower, like all dark, or like taking a picture of somebody in front of a door and the lighting coming through the door just completely like overshadows them and they become a silhouette. So like that might struggle with this, but in overall use of this camera, I would recommend to find something like this just for fun, just for the nostalgia fun and just all that good reason. I wouldn't make this my daily camera, but I do take it out when I see something that would look good with this aesthetic. So like somebody crossing the street or trying to catch a taxi, a streetcar, pets, you know, if you're getting older buildings, something where it's kind of has that like vintage look or like older look, like an old church, right? Then I might pull out my M50 to take more of like portraits or products, where I would use that camera more for that. This is more for like if I see something that looks nostalgic, I'm gonna take it with the nostalgic camera, right? So yeah, that's just my rant about this camera. I do have many more that are gonna come through, and I really do want to make more content on those cameras as well. But to conclude everything, this camera is awesome. I enjoy it every single time I use it. I wish it didn't eat the batteries the way it does, because batteries now, like a pack of 4 is like almost like 10 bucks, 12 bucks. And yeah, that's pretty much with the camera. It's still going to be in rotation. Like I said, I still take this with me just in case. I know that I do have other cameras I want to use, but just something about this camera in particular just kind of sticks with me, and nothing wrong with that. I love it, but it does deter me from using other cameras because I want to pull this out instead of that one. So yeah, I would totally, if you can find one, I don't know, I found this on Facebook Market, and I believe it retailed at the time for like $100, $125, and I came across it on Facebook Market for I think 10 or 12 bucks. I was like, you know what, 12 bucks, let's see what happens, and if it doesn't work, it is what it was. But it turned out to be a amazing $12 investment for something that will forever give me a nostalgic and timeless look, and it always reminds me from back when we were kids and we had cameras like this and camcorders like this that had that kind of quality that just brings you back to those moments in time. So very, very grateful, very pleased about this camera. Thank you guys for watching the video. I do have my next camera ready to go. Hopefully I can get through another one as well. It's just, like I said, it's very hard to get through a lot of things when things are kind of time crunching now, because we're getting closer and closer to October. So yeah, thank you guys again for watching the video. Peace.